Hello everyone, welcome back to Coach Craig's Sports. Today is Saturday, April 10th, and we're going to be talking some NBA DFS draft picks today on both FanDuel and DraftKings. But before we get started, we're going to take a quick look back at yesterday's picks and see how they turned out. So on the DraftKings side, we had Steph Curry, $9,900, looking for 50 points out of him. Got to 52.5, so he was a hit. At shooting guard, I said start whoever starts between Bryn Forbes and Sam Merrill. Forbes ended up starting $3,000, looking for 15 points out of him. Got to 25.75, so he was a hit. Pat Connaughton, I did have down. I assumed maybe he'd start. Didn't end up happening. I didn't have enough time to post a message. I was actually trying to pivot over to Luke Kennard, since he was announced that he was going to be starting. So if you guys did that, you were probably all right. If you stuck with Pat Connaughton, not as pretty, 9.5 points, so he was a miss. Kyle Anderson, $5,900, looking for 30 points out of him, got to 36, so he was good once again. Bobby Portis, $5,700, looking for 29 points out of him, got to 30.25, so he was a hit as well. So overall, pretty good day on that DraftKings side besides that Pat Connaughton pick. Then on the FanDuel side, we had Steph Curry, $9,600, looking for 48 points out of him, got to 50.7, so he was a hit. Pat Connaughton, like we said on the DraftKings side, not too pretty. $4,200, looking for 21 out of him. Got to 10.2, so he was a miss. Thanasis Antetokounmpo, $3,900, looking for 19, 20 points out of him. Got to 19.3, so he was a push. And then Bobby Portis, $5,800, looking for 29 out of him. On the FanDuel side, he actually ended up with 27.1, so technically he was a miss. Probably not one that killed you overall, though. And then last but not least, at that center position, we had Nikola Jokic, $10,100, looking for 51 points out of him, got to 59.6, so he was a hit. So overall, kind of hit or miss day. Pat Connaughton picks definitely were not very good, but otherwise, pretty solid day. But with that being said, we'll get moved into the injuries for today. So for the first game, we got the Toronto Raptors. Kyle Lowry is a game time decision, so I guess there's a chance he might play today. Just keep an eye out on that one. Same thing with Rodney Hood. Otherwise, pretty much the same guys out. Gillespie, Harris, Van Fleet, and Paul Watson. Cleveland Cavaliers exactly the same as they've been the last two games. Then we move over to Lakers. Same three guys out. Kyle Kuzma is a game time decision. Marc Gasol and Alex Caruso are also game time decisions. Just keep an eye out on those ones today. Then for the Nets, we got Tyler Johnson, James Harden out once again. Landry Shamet is a game time decision. If he does come back and play, he could be in play as kind of a punt play type of guy. Definitely hurts Chiwuza. I think that's how you say his name, who could get a couple scrap minutes as a punt play as well. Then for the 76ers, apparently Tolliver's on their team now, so he's out. George Hill's out as well. Joel Embiid is a game time decision, might not play on that back-to-back. Just keep an eye out on that one. If he doesn't play, obviously, Dwight Howard looks a lot better today. Then for the Oklahoma City Thunder, Muscala, Gil, just Alexander, and whoever the heck Deck is out today. He must have just recently joined the team. And then Roby, Hall, Dort, and Baisley are all game time decisions. We'll see if any of them play. Most of these guys have been out for quite a while now. Then we move down to the Kings. Bagley's still out. Damon Jones, game time decision. No major changes there. Utah Jazz, pretty much the same as we've been looking at. The major one here is just Jordan Clarkson, game time decision. Is he going to end up playing or not? Then we move over to the Rockets. Looks like John Wall is back today. And then David Nwaba, Daniel House, Eric Gordon still out, and Exum is a game time decision. We'll see if he actually finally makes his way back or not. Then for the Golden State Warriors, Eric Paschall is still out, and then Toscano Anderson, who did miss the last game, is a game time decision. Then we move down to the Wizards. Daniel Gafford's out. Bradley Beal, game time decision. He should play. He's played last couple of times out, unless they want to rest him on the back-to-back. Jordan Bell, recently signed for center depth, is a game time decision as well. For the Suns, Abdul Nader is out once again. Then for the Detroit Pistons, Rodney McGruder, Wayne Ellington both out. Mason Plumlee, game time decision. I believe he's dealing with a concussion or concussion symptoms. So we'll see if he's able to play or not. Obviously, Isaiah Stewart's a smash play if he does not play today. Jeremy Grant, game time decision. Looks like he has a chance to play today. Then for the Trailblazers, Nurkic is out, so that opens up a lot of value for Enes Kanter. And then Collins still out, and TJ Leaf is a game time decision. But that's a quick little rundown on all the injuries for today. Not too many major ones. A couple ones here and there we'll be looking at for some value later on in the day, though. But with that being said, we'll get moved over to DraftKings and talk about my picks over there. So we'll start off with point guard. I went with Corey Joseph. I've been playing decent minutes lately. $4,000, looking for 20 points out of him. Definitely gives you up the side to do that. Not the best defensive matchup in the world against Portland, so should be a good game for him. Relatively cheap play that's going to give you 20, 25 points. Then shooting guard, I went with Kentavious Caldwell-Pope. I think there's a chance Kyle Kuzma doesn't play again today. Going against the Nets, we saw KCP, as most people refer to him, have a great game the last time out. If he can do anything close to that once again, definitely in play today. Then at shooting guard, we got Mikal Bridges. Kind of one of my safe plays, going into the day. And a lot of times I end up pivoting off of him. $5,100 looking for 25, 26 points out of him. That's about what he's averaging on the season. Pays up matchup against the Wizards, so not too much else to say here. Just a solid play early on in the day. Then I got Saddiq Bey. $4,700 looking for 23, 24 points out of him. Averaging just over 20 on the season. Good matchup against Portland as well. If Jeremy Grant does not play once again, definitely in play today. Then at the center position, we got Isaiah Stewart. I don't think Mason Plumlee is going to play today. So Isaiah Stewart, $4,500. Looking for 22, 23 points out of him. Averaging about 18 on the season, but we saw what he can do when Mason Plumlee hasn't played this season. But if you go with these 5 guys on DraftKings for today, you'll have $27,500 left over. A ton of room, over $9,100 to pay up for some studs. And there's definitely some studs on this slate, whether it's a Russell Westbrook, a Kyrie Irving, Steph Curry, Joel Embiid if he plays, Damian Lillard, Fox, Durant, you name it. There's lots of good pay-up options today. So I just want to give you guys some guys that are relatively cheap, and then kind of go from there, pick your own studs. And with that being said, we'll get moved over to the FanDuel side and talk about my picks over there as well. So at point guard, I got Dennis Schroeder, $7,000, looking for 35 points out of him, averaging about 29 on the season. Good matchup against the Brooklyn Nets. I believe it was the last game out where Schroeder just shot terrible. I think he was one of my core plays that I did really like, but he was like 3 out of 12 or something like that. Still almost paid off. So if he gets the ball in the basket today, definitely going to be worth it. Then shooting guard, another guy, if he gets the ball in the basket, he's going to definitely be worth it. It's Steve Mikhailuk, $4,100, looking for 20, 21 points out of him. Averaging about 15 on the season. We've seen the good, we've seen the bad with Steve Mikhailuk. He's kind of one of them hit or miss guys, but if you're playing GPP, that's the type of guy you want on your roster, because if you get the 30-point night, he's going to set you over the edge. Then we moved down to small forward, and it was honestly really yucky on the FanDuel side. I got Jalen Horde. Honestly, he's just a minute's play. $4,000, looking for about 20 points out of him. That's what he's done about the last 2 games. So not a guy that you're going to be rooting for too much, but a solid pay down option today. Then at power forward, I went with Isaiah Stewart, $4,900, looking for 24, 25 points out of him. Kind of like I said on the DraftKings side, we've seen what he can do when Mason Plumlee's out. So not too much else to say there. Then last but not least, we got Enes Kanter at center. $5,000 looks like a steal for Enes Kanter today. Looking for 25 points out of him, averaging 30 on the season. There's no Joseph Nurkic today, so Kanter's going to be getting all the run that he can get at center today. And it's against the Pistons. If it's against Isaiah Stewart, he's probably going to have his way with him, honestly. I don't mind pairing these 2 guys together. Some people don't like that, but I think it's a great play today. I think it's 2 guys taking advantage of the opportunity that they have, and they're both relatively cheap. But if you go with these 5 players over on FanDuel today, you'll have $35,000 left over. Just under $8,800 per player. So like I said on that DraftKings side, gives you definitely a lot of options to pay up for some of these studs, these good pay up options that are available on today's slate. But with that being said, these are my picks for today, April 10th, for both DraftKings and FanDuel. As always, I'll be listing all the news, injury updates, and starting lineups down in the comments below. If you guys have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And with that being said, if you guys are new to my channel, please consider subscribing. Definitely would appreciate it. Definitely helps build the community that we're trying to build here at Coach Craig Sports. And that's truly one for you, the viewers. Helping you guys with DFS, whether it's NBA or NFL. Helping you guys with your fantasy football team. Talking a lot of different football content, especially heading into the drafts. If you guys are into that and you haven't checked it out already, I did drop my top 10 quarterback rankings for the 2021 NFL draft yesterday. Obviously, the most recent video on the channel besides this one. So if you guys are into that, be sure to check it out. And then also going to be talking a little bit of fantasy baseball here and there, a little bit of baseball news here and there as well. Probably not going to focus on it too much overall. Mainly going to focus on the NBA DFS, fantasy football, and heading into the NFL draft. And with that being said, if you are new or current subscribers yet to do so, also hit that notification bell down below. It's going to let you know every single time I post up a new video. Like I've been saying, post up daily NBA DFS videos like this, as well as some of that fantasy football and fantasy baseball content. But with that being said, that's all I have for today's video. Hopefully you guys all enjoyed. Hopefully you all do very well in NBA DFS tonight. And as always, if you have any questions at all, please do not hesitate to ask. Definitely here to help you guys out the best that I can. And then last but not least, special little shout out to each and every one of you watching today's video. Thank you for taking the time out of your day. I really, truly do appreciate it. It definitely means a lot to me, and I hope each and every one of you has a great rest of your day.